Dragon's Den is open for business.
I don't often say this, but your pitch was awful.
You've got to be quiet for this little bit, Peter, if that's all right.
Ouch.
A place where budding entrepreneurs are given a once-in-a-lifetime chance.
You have this most bizarre way of answering questions.
Stop it.
To present their wares to 5 captains of commerce.
You wanted to see how credible we are.
Yeah.
So I'm about to show you.
Well, show me.
Some will succeed and go on to make millions. Others will fail and leave with nothing.
Make him a counter-offer, tell him to shove it where the sun doesn't shine.
The hunt is on to find the next big money-making idea.
Dragons are go.
Tonight,
I'm Gary Neville, I'm an entrepreneur and ex-football player.
the Dragons have a special guest.
Gary, welcome. First ever guest dragon.
When I left football, I set up businesses in hospitality. I've got a football club, a university and media business, and I also do development and construction activity in the Greater Manchester area. It was brilliant to hear that address in a Mancunian accent.
You asking me out?
I absolutely want to give back to entrepreneurs. It's damned hard setting up your own business, so the people who actually take that risk, if I can help them along the way, that's great. I can't not give you money. I can't not make you an offer.
My name's Billy, I'm 27 and I'm from Essex. I played football at a high level up until my early 20s. I'm ridiculously ambitious. I think my competitiveness from playing football, I bring that into the business world.
I don't know much about football, but I'm reckoning that's got something to do with football.
Isn't it good we've got a dragon that knows a lot about football and Gary Neville here?
I'm excited about Gary being a guest dragon. Hopefully his interest in my business is better than his punditry opinions on some teams defending in the Premier League. Hello Dragons, my name is Billy Charles and I'm here today seeking an investment of £100,000 in exchange for a 10% share in my company, BC Boots UK. As a young child, I was always fanatic about football and sports in general. My business started from what was just a hobby as a child and is now grown into what I believe is the world's largest match-worn football boot store. I have amassed a following of 159,000 followers on Instagram, and I believe I have now built the brand into one of the most renowned and respected in the memorabilia industry. 2022, I turned over £111,000 and a net of £56,000. And then year to date, so far I've turned over £53,000 and a £25,000 net profit. Before you check out the products, I'd like to invite you up for a penalty shootout. And Gary, I'm going to nominate you to go and goal. Gloves are up there ready for you. Tuka, would you like to come up first?
Don't fall over.
Don't fall over this time, Tuka.
A football memorabilia business is the offering from former soccer pro Billy Childs.
You'll be pleased to know they were worn by a Manchester City goalkeeper.
Which Manchester City goalkeeper?
Edison.
These how small his hands are. Jeez.
Billy is seeking £100,000 for 10% of his business.
Bet you've never played against a woman in heels like this, Gary. Hey, what's that? Oh, that has gone through your feet, I tell you what.
Bro.
Some dragons are better at helping entrepreneurs achieve goals than scoring them. But Deborah Meaden can do both. Can Stephen Bartlett make it 2-0?
Yo!
It's the big man for the hat-trick.
Got in that corner there.
Oh, put it wide.
Heartbreak. As Stephen and Deborah emerge victorious from the pitch, will Billy be able to replicate their success in the den?
I'd like to invite you to take a look in the box beneath your seats. I've placed a piece of memorabilia inside there, and it comes with an example of the certificate of authenticity that I'd supply with an order as well.
Mine is Thierry Henry.
Henri.
Thierry Henry. We could have had a laugh at that the whole pitch, man.
Thierry Henry.
Right.
Thanks for stepping in, Gary. I was going to do it.
Billy, how much are they worth?
They are worth £3,900. Then what Gary's got there were worn by Mark Hughes during the 1984-85 season. They've got quite a cool backstory to them. So that pair there, he used to soak those in water before every use. He also used to paint on the straps when they wore off, and you can see some of the paint still on them now.
How much are they worth?
They are up for £12,500.
Whoa.
So these boots that we've got here
Yep.
have actually been worn by those players?
That's correct, yeah.
So what do players do with them normally?
A lot of players just discard the boots, so they see it as a tool for their job. I know, Gary, you'll know very well as well with your equipment. I know you give a lot to charity as well. I actually tried to source your boots, and it was incredibly difficult. I managed to find 2 pairs, and the collectors didn't want to get rid of them. So when Jamie Redknapp said no one wants to be a Gary Neville, I'm not sure he was quite accurate with
It was
that.
Carragher, that. Carragher, yeah.
Carragher, yeah.
Yeah, don't get that name wrong.
I can get his boots though, fairly easy.
A Gary Neville boot, what are the distinct characteristics of a Gary Neville boot?
So different leather, would have been made in Germany, made to measure. I know you wore Predators for a long time, but you also wore Diodoras for the start of your career. You had Genev 2 stitched on the tongue for the majority of your boots. And the factory number for that is 502001.
Wow!
Is
this
he
true?
right?
No, he's right. Yeah, your detail's unbelievable.
So, Billy, prior to this, what were you doing?
So I used to play football at Tranmere Rovers. I stopped playing when I was 22, and I began my job as a PE teacher, which I'm still doing today.
Now, you're acquiring memorabilia from somewhere.
Yeah. So
Where is that normally?
So I have a network of contacts. So some, for example, are agents of players, others who have relatives who play at professional level, and then I also deal direct with collectors as well.
So who would be the expert? Who would challenge the authenticity? Because this business lives and dies on just one person buying a fake product and completely destroying your reputation.
Absolutely.
So who is there beyond you to come in and say, not sure about that?
I'm not sure anyone has my knowledge, without sounding a bit arrogant or anything
It's
like that.
okay to say I'm the expert in
I honestly
my field.
don't think anyone would come in with a knowledge that matches mine on this area. So this year I started a new service called the certification service. So I had a lot of people approaching me asking, is my item authentic? So they can send me their item, I check it over, and then I send back a certificate of authenticity if it's genuine. So that is basically a lifetime warranty.
How do you do
for
that?
Item.
How do you
So I
authenticate?
use my years of nerdy knowledge, pretty much. I know from experience of handling these items for many years, I wouldn't buy something which has even a doubt of not being genuine.
Let me ask you a question. How many years has it taken you to acquire the knowledge you have now?
12 years.
12 years. My question becomes, how does this business scale? We're going to need to multiply you by how many people to do the authentication process, the buying process, the selling process?
I think the acquiring of the knowledge was the difficult bit. Now I can pass that on to others should we need to employ.
How do you get 12 years of knowledge out your head?
Yeah, I would pass on the knowledge that I've got, so I'd show the process of authenticating, what to look for, what not to look for.
Have you got it written down somewhere?
Up here, I can put it down to paper.
If I'm going to get a return, though, now you're trying to make this business investable.
Yes, yeah.
It needs to come out of your head.
That can happen.
Billy, just for me, the elephant in the room immediately is actually £1 million valuation.
Yeah.
Because at the moment, you have a business that's turned over £53,000 so far this year, haven't you?
Yeah.
You're valuing your business currently at 20 times its turnover.
I think when you take into account, I completely
Yeah, so
get where you're coming from, but I think
I'm pleased you agree with me, so that's great. So now tell me, what are you putting in to justify that?
So I'll put my personal collection, which is worth around £250,000. I would transfer that into the business, and then the company currently has around £230,000 worth of stock. So should any investment be made, I would be willing to transfer that collection into the company, which would give us total stock of around £550,000 in the company.
Do you know what, though? I like the fact that you are putting in all of that amount into the business. And being perfectly blunt, I don't want to sort of think about where I'm going to be, because there's one thing that I know about dragons is that you get people pitching sometimes, you kind of go, right, I'm going to sit and listen to a dragon who knows this far better than me. And just by special request, we've got literally pretty much a god in the den right now that I'm not even going to say another word until I know where Gary is on this one. What do you think of this, Eric? Genuinely?
I've got no doubts about this market. I've got no doubts about the valuation of memorabilia. It's a huge market.
Yeah.
But the elephant in the room for me is not any of the things that have been mentioned so far. It's
The acquiring?
the acquiring. Because there isn't a single football player that I know that ever gives their boots, gloves, shirt away to be profited from. Certainly the modern player, they ordinarily would give those away to auction for charity, or they would give them away as a gift to a member of the community or a fan.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
And football players wouldn't like the idea of their property that was gifted to someone being profited from.
Okay.
You know, I played with Mark Hughes there, his boots that he wore in 1985. Mark Hughes was my hero growing up with Brian Robson and Norman Whiteside. They were the three people that I used to travel over Barton Bridge to watch every single week.
I know.
And I've got a profit out of his boots.
Yeah.
And that's something I'm really, really struggling with.
So what I would propose is that, firstly, I'm quite later down in the line, so the guys I get my items from, they may have been auctioned for charity, and then later down the line, that collector may have sold it, and then it may have been sold on and sold on. So I am a bit later down in the line. Now, I would also be open to perhaps giving a percentage of each sale to a charity, so I would 100% be open to that.
So really, oh God, that's... Do you know what? That is weird, because that is the elephant in the room, isn't it? It's like a light bulb that's just gone off in my head. Because I've got a lot of friendships with a lot of professional ex-footballers.
Yeah.
And that's just hit me as well. I don't know any of them that have ever profited from their shirt, and they still, to this day, sell their shirts for charity, like you said, actually. I think that, for me, that's a moment, and I really respect what you've done, and your knowledge is off the chart, by the way. But for now, I think for me, that's just made my decision. I'm out.
Okay.
Billy, you've got a real skill. Unfortunately, your valuation, I've got to tell you, is way out of line. And I have actually been definitely influenced by Gary. So I'm afraid for those reasons, I won't be investing. I'm out.
Okay, all right, thanks.
Do you know what, Billy? I disagree a bit there with Deborah. I didn't take massive umbrage to your valuation. You're essentially saying that there's £500,000 of stock, and I also think essentially what you're valuing at this £1 million is you. And I don't think you've been unreasonable in that ask, I really don't. My big concern with this business is I just don't know how to value this, the authenticity. And for me to be prepared to put 100 grand in, I need to understand this. And coupled with the fact that I have zero understanding of the memorabilia market, so I probably think I'm not the right investor for you.
Okay.
But kudos to starting a great, really different business. But I'm sorry, I can't invest today. I'm out.
Okay, thank you.
Billy, I bet on you 100% as a person. When I look at the business and I think about my chance of getting an outsized return from this business, it's that problem of scale. So as much as I respect you, and I actually think, you know, there's huge demand for this stuff, so I think it's legitimate in that regard, I'm going to say that I'm out because I can't see myself getting a return on this business, but I wish you the very best, mate.
Okay, thank you.
Billy, so I don't believe you need any money. I have an investment in a luxury second-hand business. They don't own any inventory.
Okay.
People come along, say, look, I've got this product, authenticate it, and sell it, and take a commission. With your knowledge, you could take product, and you could sell it and take a 30-40% commission without laying out any money.
Yeah. I think that's a good model to go with because I've invested everything.
And you don't need me in this situation. And for that reason, I'm out.
Thanks.
So, how many times did you play for Tranmere?
I played in a 23, so I never made first team.
But don't beat yourself up on that. There's only a few thousand people make it every single year as a football player. And you made it, and you recovered really well. And that's the untold story of the football players who have to drop out where the dreams are shattered.
Yeah.
So you've picked yourself up and done really well there, and you've obviously gone and retrained. Billy, I mean, you're everything that I would ever want to invest in. You've just brought a product in here today that I personally can't invest in because of my teammates and my colleagues. So unfortunately, I'm out. But I would like you to come and see me. There are a lot of football players, probably played in the 70s and 80s in particular, who sell their collections of memorabilia down the line, and they sell them through auction houses. And I think they would love to sell their memorabilia collection through you. I would much rather sell my football collection one day through you than through an auction house. So think about how you can work with players, because you're an ex-player, you're one of us.
Okay. Billy, well done.
Good luck, Billy.
Well done.
Thank
Well
you.
done, Billy.
Well done, Billy.
Game over for Billy. But despite failing to land a deal, he still has lots to take away from his time in the Den.
It was nice to hear the positive things the Dragons had to say. Although Gary didn't invest, he did offer to come and see him afterwards, which I'll definitely be taking up on that offer. I think he can bring a lot in terms of just the business model and the trajectory for the future. So hopefully he's got some good things to say.
I'm Sian,
I'm John.
and we're here with our business that gives you a unique experience like nothing else.
Cinema pods. Cosy cinema. Proof is in the pod.
Looks a bit like a boarded up skip.
I don't mind the shape.
We have rehearsed and we've gone through all our figures.
Yeah, I guess though, with the best will in the world, you're going to get things wrong. That's what we've learnt in the journey so far. Hi, Dragons. My name is John, and this is my wife, Sian. And we're here today to ask for £60,000 in exchange for 6% equity in our unique business, Cosy Cinema.
Cosy Cinema is a screening experience with a difference. We currently have 9 blackout pods in Cardiff that provide a 93-inch screen, king-size bed, air conditioning and heating, and amazing bass sound. We are the new way for you to view your favourite films, box sets, sporting events and gaming.
We started with just one pod in our back garden, and due to a guest video that went on TikTok went viral, it had 8.4 million views and had £14,000 worth of sales in just one day. In year one, we went from 1 pod to 5 pods, turning over £93,000 with a net profit of £18,000. In year 2, we went from 5 pods to 9 pods, turning over £209,000 with a net profit of £58,000.
Thank you for listening to our pitch. John's going to hand out some popcorn for you to enjoy, which would be in the Cosy Cinema when you arrived. And we welcome any questions.
Pods you can hire to watch your favourite movie or box set
Thank you, mate.
is the offering from John and Sian Colderley.
Thank you.
The Cardiff-based couple are seeking £60,000 in return for 6% of their business. But it seems Peter Jones isn't convinced by the look of their product.
Hello.
Hi.
Thanks for the popcorn.
It's okay?
Interesting. Very, very interesting. Because it's not the best looking pod, is it?
It came out in the wash from the internal design. Everything is focused on the screening experience. So the part that goes at the back there is actually where the guests rest their back. And because it's modular, it means 2 people can carry these pods through a standard sized door, and it can be built on site in 3 or 4 hours.
And how much do these cost to make?
£20,000.
How long does it take you to get a return on one of those?
They'll generate £3,000 a month.
Right, so you get your money back within the first year.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is pretty impressive, to be fair, isn't it? And what about the reason why I would go? I get why I would go there, but also going to the cinema is a good experience because you get to see the latest movies. How are you dealing with me watching the latest movies?
They're just all on streaming apps.
So when they come in, the screen is up with the apps They click on the app, they log into their account, and they enjoy any movie in the film that they choose.
Okay. And what about my last question is, what do I pay to go and rent one of these pods out?
OK, so we do a 3-hour showing, which is £55, and then we do overnight stays, which is £162. But we also do cosy combos, which consists of drinks, snacks and goodies for when they arrive. And then we do a romantic one, so there's petals on the bed.
So you just got to clean, but you have to, every time you have a visit, you've got to clean it?
Yeah, yeah.
There's fitted sheets that go around the duvet, so when our pod keepers arrive, they'll be able to turn that pod over in less than half an hour, so
so they turn it around. Sorry, I said my last question, but this is my last question, is I'm sitting here thinking, is it a cinema pod? Or actually, is it a love pod? In other words, has it got its traction because it's just a new way of going, I'll meet you at Cardiff Caravan Park, Pod 5, booked it for the night, little bit of hanky-panky, come on.
But what does it matter if they have a little hanky-panky? What's wrong with that?
Well,
That's different. That's a hanky-panky pod.
Do you need planning permission for that?
I've got to understand the financials because I'm not at the moment. So, your turnover of 209,000 last year. You had a net profit of 58,000.
Yeah.
Are you two taking a salary?
we've got a salary coming out for 30,000.
OK, so when you talked, you kind of said, well, we put them in and then we've got a tiny cleaning cost. You know, it takes half an hour to do. Yeah. But there is actually quite a bit between your 209,000 down to 58,000. You spent 160,000 somewhere. Where do you spend that?
That would be going on building pods.
That's capital expenditure, not profit and loss. Sitting in your profit and loss account should be your income and all of the costs that it takes you to trade that business. And you've spent, you know, when you were talking, it sounded like put them in, somebody comes in, cleans them for half an hour, that's it. So I was expecting probably a higher margin. That's what I mean by I don't understand your business model, because the numbers aren't saying aren't matching your words.
Right.
What are your costs attached to the business?
They are the cleaning costs. We've got the energy costs.
Can you break them down to Deborah's point?
Yeah, I'd just like to understand the business model. And you are running a business. I hope you can explain to me, you know, this is the revenue, this is what it takes to run the business, and that is our net profit.
Yes, so we would have costs for the cleaning.
Which is how much?
Which would be, per pod, it works out at around £400 per pod.
For what, a year?
Per month.
Per month, per pod.
So, I don't want you to go wrong here.
No.
But we need to understand how the business actually works. So you need to be able to start with £209,000, and the reason I end up with £58,000 profit is these are my costs.
Yes, OK. So I can honestly say that I don't feel like I've got those numbers in my brain.
OK. Oh, gosh.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you where I am. I feel like, first of all, you are running a business and you are asking for investment. So I would implore you, when you go out of here, get your mind wrapped around how you make a profit so that there's real understanding and confidence in that bottom line figure. So yeah, I'm not convinced, I'm afraid, so I won't be investing. I'm out.
John, Sian, I'll tell you where I'm at. The idea is great, but the mechanics of running a business are really complex, and you haven't given me enough confidence that you've got a real handle and understanding on that. So I'm going to say I don't think it's one for me today. I'm out.
John, Sian, the issue that I struggle with is, like, is this a fad or is it the future? And there's so many of these industries where people see it, they discover it on a TikTok, and they go, oh, that's cool. And cool kind of shines bright like a firework, then burns out. And I wonder whether this is a fad or the future, because when I like look past the cool, the novelty of it, the fact that I've never seen anything like this before, my brain goes, you are paying 160 quid to watch Netflix in a shipping container. So I'm going to have to say that I'm out.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
John, Sian, So you're an operational business, basically. You're a hospitality business because you're owning the actual pod, and you're basically then selling hospitality packages and experiences to families or to couples.
Yes, but we manufacture the product as well.
OK, I want to come on to that because that's the bit that interests me the most, actually. Do you design them yourself and build them?
Yes.
Because I like the design. Have you got the capability to turn this into an affordable housing product? I'm interested in modular construction, off-site build. I'm interested in trying to crack that issue that we've got in this country of expensive land, expensive construction costs, meaning that houses are too expensive. You know, that 20,000, how much would it cost to make something that was livable and would meet building regulations?
If you could put a shower block elsewhere,
no, it would need to be attached. I think you'd have to bring the services into the actual pod.
It's possible.
How many square feet is it?
5 metres long by 2.5 metres wide.
It's about 120 square feet. I think the minimum you can get away with is about 18 square metres.
18 square metres for a house?
No, I'm involved in a project which is co-living, take a small space, it's got everything in there, kitchen, the bed goes up, things come out, it's all... Peter's seen it.
Yeah. It's the actual Japanese model of how to get around large population with no land available, where you bring the size standards down to a sort of minimum, and then you obviously co-living amenity spaces, which are obviously large, like lounges and sort of dining areas. That's the question I'm sort of asking you here, is Cosy Cinema your business, or do you see this evolving into something more?
So I think it's logical to say if the model has to evolve, then we would take that opportunity for the business.
I think you've got a lovely little business that's local that you can serve, and it acts as almost like a hospitality business. But I'm not going to be travelling to Cardiff putting popcorn on people's beds. But I will make you an offer. But there is a condition. I would want your skills building the type of product that Tuka has invested in. So I will offer you all the money, the £60,000, for 20% of your business, which I'm classing as being 10% the business that you're currently running, but the 10% that I'm taking on top would be for the expansion of the actual modular home part, which I would obviously spend quite a lot of time in. But I need you to obviously change your business model.
I think what Gary was saying is spot on, because to pivot this business into this modular piece that could become quite exciting, I can absolutely see where that could go. It's not where I am in my investment strategy and where I could really add the value, but I get that. So I'm going to say that I'm out, but I think that you've got an amazing opportunity to have somebody that understands this.
Well, that leaves me. A little bit like Gary, I see this not as a Cosy Cinema play, it's a rental play. Whether it's Airbnb, local housing, social housing, whatever you want to call them, that's a rental play here. I mean, I can visualize where this could go. So I too am going to make you an offer. I'm going to offer you, is it 60,000?
Yes.
I'll offer you 80,000 for 25%.
What's the extra 20,000 for, Tuka?
Just a bit of spice.
Just to try and beat you, Gary.
Noise me up a little bit.
Do you want to go to the back and have a chat?
Yeah.
John and Sian have two competing bids to consider. Guest dragon Gary Neville has offered £60,000 in exchange for 20%, whilst Tuka Suleiman has upped the stakes, increasing the cash to £80,000, but he wants 25% in return.
Do we want to stick with one dragon and go all in?
Yeah.
Or do you want to go with two?
Oh, I don't know.
Both offers are considerably higher than the 6% that was on the table. And there's the added caveat that they must change their business model if they're to walk away with a deal.
We're obviously very grateful for you listening and making the offers. We wonder whether you might consider going to 10% each for 30,000 each. So you'd have potentially the best of both skill sets to try and learn from your understanding of where you've gone with the model.
So what you're saying is 2 dragons is better than 1?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd be happy to share with Tuka.
Congratulations, Gary, you got a partner.
Great.
Great.
Great!
Good deal. Well done, guys.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Well done. Yeah, fantastic. Well done.
We'll make this happen.
Well done.
Thanks. Cheers.
A win for John and Sian, whose willingness to alter their business has secured the backing of 2 colossi of construction.
They want to see our pods develop other uses, which actually they can, and maybe something we hadn't thought about.
I've got a funny feeling they might be in the love pod tonight.
Oh, here we go again.
My name is Giselle, I'm 31 years old and I'm from Sheffield, and my business is the ideal mix of beauty and wellness. There's just so much opportunity to grow this business.
What is this, though?
Do you know, I am really big into ear acupuncture, and it is unbelievable.
I bet that's what that is.
I really hope it is.
I'm feeling surprisingly calm, and yeah, I'm ready to take on the dragons. Hi, my name is Giselle and I'm the founder of AccuSeeds. Today I'm asking for £50,000 investment for 10% of my business. 4 years ago I was diagnosed with ME. I went from working in a top advertising agency with a busy social life and exercising regularly to being mostly housebound, unable to walk for more than 5 minutes without having to get back into bed. I was told by doctors that I would never recover, work again or have children. I went on a personal healing journey using diet, acupuncture, Chinese herbs and ear seeds. Using this combination, I believe, aided my recovery within 12 months. Soon after, I fell pregnant, and it was whilst on maternity leave that I set up AccuSeeds, after realising there was a gap in the market for ear seed kits for people to use at home. Now, I guess you're thinking, what on earth are ear seeds? Ear seeds are an ancient Chinese medicine tool based on the principles of acupuncture, but without the needles. They are tiny beads which stick onto the ear, applying pressure onto nerve endings. They send signals to the brain and body to relax the nervous system, release endorphins, and naturally relieve pain. I work on this business for 3 days a week and spend the rest of my time looking after my 2-year-old daughter. Thank you for your time, and if someone would like to come and take a seat, I can apply some ear seeds onto you.
I know what it's like.
Have you had it done?
I've had
like
it done. You go.
Oh, you've heard of it before?
Oh, I have ear seeds regularly.
A pitch delivered with pinpoint precision from 31-year-old Giselle Boxer.
I'll just apply them for you now. So there's no pain involved at all, there's no needles.
She's asking for £50,000 in return for 10% of her business.
There are 2 ear seed kits, gold and a silver kit.
Selling ear acupuncture kits without the needles.
So you leave them in for 5 days, and then you remove them.
You might have told me that beforehand.
And it seems Sarah Davies is no stranger to the Chinese treatment.
Giselle, I go for ear acupuncture regularly, and at the end of the session, she'll put in ear seeds.
Yeah.
But I don't get gold-plated ones. She just sticks little brown ones on.
Yeah, they're the kind that I had applied onto me when I had my chronic illness. And even though I could see the benefits of them, they really weren't very beautiful at all, and I was quite embarrassed to be wearing them all over my ear.
So what does one of your kits retail for?
£30.
And what does it cost you to produce?
£3.
I like them sort of markups. You're talking my language in terms of the profitability. That's fabulous. So how long have you been going?
So I've been doing it for 18 months.
18 months. So do you want to give me the first 12 months full year sales and profitability?
Yeah, £92,000 in revenue.
Wow, for your first year?
Yes.
From a standing start?
Yeah.
That's impressive.
With 74,000 gross profit.
It's because you've got a wonderful gross profit margin. And your net?
64,000.
Crikey.
Net.
Yeah,
And I'm guessing you haven't taken a salary out of that?
I have. So I took a £31,000 salary out of the 64,000 net profit.
And what did you spend to get the business started?
Spent £5,000.
Just of your own savings?
Yeah.
Honestly, I've got nothing to fault you on. That is all shaping up really well so far.
Honestly, you've done really well in year one. But where do you want to go with it? How big do you want to become?
As big as it can possibly be, to be honest. When I got pregnant, I thought I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom because I was working in advertising before and I didn't really have much passion for it. And then when I had a chronic illness, I started getting into health and wellness, set up this business, and I'm just so passionate about it, and I just love helping other people.
Giselle, I've put my book down. I live in a family predominantly of women, and if I went home and said that I'd not invested in you, my mum, my sister, my wife and my 2 girls, I don't think would ever forgive me. So I'm going to take the pressure away from you in the sense that you're going to have one offer. I'm not going to cut you. I'm going to offer all the money that you've asked for the percentage that you asked for, 10%, because you deserve it. You've not only had challenges, but you've overcome those challenges, and that's everything that I would want. And I'd love to be a business partner of yours. So I will offer you all the money for the percentage that you asked for, 10%.
Oh, wow.
Thank you.
Honestly, what did you put in my ear? Because I normally have 1,001 questions, and I'm just sitting here thinking I'm just making questions up now. I'm just asking you for the sake of it, because I kind of already made my mind up I'm going to make you an offer.
Thank you.
And I think it would almost be rude not to offer you what you've come in here for. You've valued your business very sensibly, so I am going to offer you all of the money and for your ask for 10% of the business.
Giselle.
Yes.
Honestly, awesome.
Thank you.
You knocked my socks off from when you first started citing them numbers. So I would be more than happy to offer you all 50,000 at the 10% you've asked for.
Thank you.
Wow, this is awesome, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can I just say, there are times where you meet an entrepreneur and think, I want to invest in you, but I don't get the product. But I get both. So I'm going to offer you all of the money, and I'm going to do it for 10% as well.
Thank you.
Giselle, you're brilliant. The product's brilliant. I think I could take this product into Boots, into everywhere, easy. So I'm going to make you an offer. All the money, 50,000 for 10%.
Thank you.
Giselle, I think that you are uninvestable.
Uninvestable. OK, that's a good thing.
It's good.
That's a good thing. There's so many other elements to this business that I think we speak the same language on as it relates to the healing side of the business, the Chinese medicine side of the business, modern healing techniques, and I'd love to build a brand with you in that space. I think I'm the dragon to do it with you. I do. I think I am. So I'm going to offer you all of the money. for 15% of the business. But I think...
Oh, you don't want it then?
I think...
OK. You want to go to the back of the wall and decide...
He's not a dragon, he's a snake.
Let me finish what I'm saying. I think if you can see from this reaction that you just saw from these two, it says something, doesn't it? So I'll leave it at that, because I know what I can do for this business. Do you want to go to the wall?
Yeah, thank you. Thanks.
It's an embarrassment of riches, as for the first time in Den history, an entrepreneur receives 6 offers, 5 of which have matched her asking price of £50,000 for 10%, with only Stephen Bartlett asking for a higher percentage at 15%. What strategy will Giselle employ to help her whittle down the plethora of bids?
I don't know if any of you believe in spirituality and all this stuff, but I was told I was going to meet a man called Stephen and that he was going to be really important. And this was before any of this happened. So I would really like to work with you. Would you be flexible on the 15%?
What's your counter-offer?
12.5.
Come on.
Giselle, you've got a deal.
Yes.
Success for Giselle.
Thank you so much.
Well done, Giselle, you're amazing.
Oh my God.
So happy for
Well
you.
done.
Thank you so much. Oh my God.
And it's smiles all round as the entrepreneur not only bags herself the dragon she came for, but a full house of endorsements as well.
It's amazing. Like, I would have been happy with one, but getting everybody and getting Stephen was just a complete dream come true. I feel like I want to cry. I just want to make my daughter proud. Sorry.
Is that the first ever entrepreneur to get 6 offers?
Yes?
Yes.
Wow.
Full power, full power, full power, full power, full power.
My name is Liam Brown. I am 41 years old. I am from Manchester.
Blessing the water, blessing this beautiful water.
My mission is to get this product, which has a major, beautiful effect on people, into people's bodies.
I know what this is.
Go on, then.
This is all over my house.
Oh, what is it?
This is cacao. It's kind of like hot chocolate, but stronger.
From the cocoa bean, isn't it?
Yes. My girlfriend drinks it a lot.
A lot of people look at me like I'm a total idiot when I tell them this is going to take over from coffee by 2032. I feel like I'm one of the pioneers in spreading the message of this product to the masses, which is super exciting and feels beautiful.
Hello, Dragons. My name is Liam Brown, founder of Full Power Cacao, and this is the goddess Paulina. We are here today for an investment of £50,000 for a 5% share in the business. Full Power Cacao provides the world's finest ceremonial-grade cacao to consumers and wholesalers all over the UK and further afield. In 2012, I stumbled across the cacao shaman in Guatemala and learned about all the nutritional benefits and healing properties of cacao. Leading up to this, I'd been suicidally depressed for over 2 years, and this trip was my final search for happiness and purpose. Fortunately, I'm here today to tell the story. So cacao has grown massively over the last few years, with more and more people replacing their morning coffee with cacao. Cacao is a cup of love, abundance and joy, like floating on a cloud and being given a beautiful cuddle at the same time. Our business has grown massively over the last 18 months, from me having no business background to hitting 100k in online sales in just over 12 months of trading. So all the cacao is blessed in Manchester. We pride ourselves on providing the greatest tasting, high-quality, ceremonial-grade cacao that supports people on their journey towards full power. So what we're going to do now, guys, we're going to do a little song. We do cacao ceremonies in the last 5 hours, yeah? And we're just going to give you a tiny little taste of that, so, because I know some of you are probably itching to ask me some questions. Do you know what call and response means? Yeah? I sing, you sing back to me. Hey-ya, 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 ho. Hey-ya, 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 ho. Hey-ya, 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 ho. Hey-ya, 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 ho. Relax. We're going to serve you some of this beautiful Venezuelan cacao.
Serving each of the dragons a cup of his blessed cacao drink is self-professed spiritual healer Liam Brown.
Thank you.
He's seeking £50,000 for a 5% share of his business.
Whoa.
Cacao ceremonies aim to promote inner well-being and mindfulness.
Bye, darling. Love you.
Bye. Love you.
But has it brought any positive energy to the Den?
Liam.
Yes, mate.
That was, it was brilliant to hear that address in a Mancunian accent. You spoke with passion, authenticity and knowledge of, obviously, cacao, which I'd never heard the word in my life until about 5 minutes ago. So this is 100% pure chocolate?
So nothing else in it. You buy that, there's recipes on our website how to make it.
How do I get from this to this? What is the process?
So basically, if I was going to have my daily dose, in the morning, tablespoon for each person. So if me and my missus, 2 tablespoons, whack a little bit of plant milk in the bottom, whisk it into a paste, get it nice and smooth. That's the most important bit. Then add a little bit of agave, a little bit of coconut sugar, pinch of Himalayan salt. That's your salted caramel.
How many calories would be in that?
I don't count calories. Look at me.
Do you train?
You asking me out?
Blimey, that was a turn I wasn't expecting.
Can I just ask, because I've got a lot of questions, but I don't know whether to ask them yet or to wait till the cacao wears off.
It ain't gonna wear off, bruv. It's gotta get more intense.
It tastes lovely. There's no doubt about it. It really does. But I just want to understand, you said about, is it blessing or what is it?
Yeah.
What is that thing?
So when we get the cacao, when it gets shipped in, we clear it, we cleanse it, we purify it, and then we put our energy into it, our full power energy into it.
But what does that mean, put your full power energy into it?
We'll sing to the cacao, we'll play gong to the cacao, and yeah, that's what we do. That's why.
So you sing to the chocolate?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah.
And what happens to the chocolate?
It gets a heightened vibration. And you'll probably tell me that I'm an idiot for saying that.
No, I don't think you're an idiot. Because yet it's your chocolate. I'm just trying to understand, if I was to, like, sing to a bar of Cadbury's milk or something, that's the bit I'm disconnected. I don't understand that bit.
Well, if you sang to the Cadbury's bar of milk...
It still tastes like a Cadbury's bar of milk, wouldn't it?
But if you've put really beautiful energy into it, it'll be a bit better.
Liam, do you know what? This is already a big part of my life. My partner, she won't go anywhere without it. Everything you've said is exactly what she spent 2 years telling me, word for word. So I get all of it. It's funny, you're like a male version of her. You're even wearing the shoes she wears, which is all freaking me out. But the thing I want to know, what's the breakdown in terms of revenue?
So in 2022, about 120, 130 grand. Gross profit was 80.
80, and your net profit?
Net profit was 16 grand. So this year, I'm hoping to hit 300 turnover.
Can I ask you a question? What do you want out of life?
What do I want out of life?
Yeah.
So the mission with Full Power Cacao is to create vegan, off-grid, sustainable communities where we practice yoga in the morning. There's, the cacao factory so people can work in the cacao factory, pack the cacao. That is my dream.
How does that, what do you think a dragon's going to do? Because, honestly, you live in a very different space to the space that...
I live in a council house in Withington.
Yeah.
So probably, yeah.
Do you fancy it, Deborah?
What I mean is, what do you actually want from a dragon?
What do I want? I want awareness of cacao to expand, so it is in every shop, every supermarket, every cafe, every home. So when you go around to Tracy's at, a few doors down, and she goes, "What do you want a brew? Do you want a cacao or do you want a tea?" And you go, "Oh, I've not tried Tracy's cacao. I'll have one of Tracy's cacao, see what it is, see how it compares to Barbara's."
About 15 years ago, I went to Australia. They were serving cacao. Chocolate. My husband and I thought we'd bring that back to the UK. We love that. And we nearly did, but I didn't do it. I was watching the market really carefully because I thought it was going to take off, but it hasn't lit up. You're brilliant. And that makes me want to be part of this. But I'm not convinced. I won't be investing.
Thank you.
I'm
very
out.
much. Thank you.
Liam, you talked a little bit about that time when you went on that journey of self-discovery.
Yeah.
But what was Liam before that like? And what led to that, to give us the Liam that's standing here today?
So Liam was a boy who grew up in a lot of domestic violence. Mum was in a lot of disempowered relationships. Didn't have any positive male role models in my life. Played football, started drinking, started doing drugs. Moved to London, more drugs, selling drugs, and the kind of everything got a bit out of control. And my mum died, and that absolutely screwed me over. And then I got arrested, and I thought I was going to go to prison for quite a while. And that took me on a massive journey, like of self-discovery, of who I wanted to be, and to get out of the depression. I'd never been depressed before. I'd always thought that depression was something Southern softies got, not Mancunians. And then it was just this journey of self-discovery, do you know what I mean? And now I'm here, teetotal, vegetarian, stopped doing drugs, stopped drinking, and that's kind of what my life is now and how I want other people to be.
I'll tell you what, Liam, you are really bloody likeable as a guy. You come across and you can see deep down, you seem an incredibly, genuinely, really nice guy to be around.
Cheers.
And I think that says a lot about any entrepreneur. There's an element of performance here, but I'm not taking away from the fact that you've done it, and I congratulate you for getting to this point and bringing out a product instead of travelling the world in a spiritual form, which you could have done for the next 20 years of your life. And I think that that's not your journey, that's not your destination. So I want to go on this journey with you. And I don't even know what that journey is, genuinely. But I think that I could really help you attack the retail marketplace, and we could do something quite special.
Thank you.
So I'm going to make you an offer. I'm going to offer you 50,000, all of the money you're asking for 10% of the business.
Awesome. Thank you.
Liam, there's a question I have. Do I want more cacao in my life? And the answer is I do. I actually wrote in my diary, there's never been a business in Dragon's Den more suited to me. I look at this business and I think there's one really clear way to win, which I hope we agree on, and that is brand. That's what I'm really, really good at. So I'm going to make you an offer as well. I'm going to offer you all of the money for 20% of the business.
Wow. That's like Dracula.
Thank you.
You're thanking him. That's double.
Yeah,
No,
honestly.
I mean, I'm accepting it, but...
No, okay.
Liam, I'll tell you where I'm at. I don't understand anything about this. I'm a fast learner.
Yep.
So if you feel like you want me as part of your business, I am up for being part of your business. I would be in. So I'm going to make you an offer. I would give you all of the money, but I would need to have 15% of the business to be really incentivised.
Okay, cool, thank you.
So, Liam, I think what you need 5 dragons. Deborah's shocked, by the way.
I'm not shocked. I'm just sitting here.
You're out, Deborah.
Yes, Tuka, but if you talk to me, I'm likely to respond.
Yes. Yes. So, my offer, only if the other 4 dragons agree, is I'll give you 1/5 of the money. It's £10,000, 5%.
I would not go along with that. Because at 5%, we've all got a lot of other business interests, but at a higher position, this will matter. This will really matter. And that's just the truth.
Liam, can I ask you an important question?
Yes.
What football team do you support?
Man City.
And that's why I've not commented on the fact you destroyed my childhood.
Don't worry, I'm used to it. Well, look, Liam, you support the wrong football team. But I think I can get over that. You're absolutely incredible. You actually make me a little emotional. You're an incredible ambassador for your brand. But more importantly for me, you're an incredible ambassador for this city that we're in. And
Thank you.
I love my city. I love investing in people and businesses around this city. So I can't not give you money. I can't not make you an offer. But I'll let you come back to me if you feel like you want me to be involved.
And Liam, what's your spiritual being telling you you need?
My spiritual being is, and it's really hard for me to say this, but is you three. That's energetically where I'm being drawn at the moment, but I'm willing to...
Liam, I'll tell you what we'll do, if Peter and Stephen will do it. I think Peter will bring an enormous amount and we'll be able to get you into the stores that you need to be in. I think Stephen will bring an enormous amount in terms of brand. I think my contribution will be less, but I'm local and I'll support you, keep in contact with you and work with you very closely. So I would be happy to split the money 3 ways. They take 10% each and I'll take 5%. Because percentage has no interest to me in life, honestly. I want to give you the money and I want them in and I want you to have the 3 that you want.
I think that's an incredibly fair and wonderful offer from Gary. It's taken me back a bit, to be honest. But I would support that, for sure.
I think that is an amazing offer. So that would mean that basically you get all of the money that you came in for 25% of your business, but you get 3 people. You've got full power there.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
A satisfying conclusion to tonight's pitches
God, oh my God.
sees Liam bag himself 3 dragons.
Lots of love, guys. Full power.
Even if one of his new partners isn't everybody's cup of cacao.
My brother's going to absolutely kill me. He hates Gary Neville. His energy was amazing, and it all came together at the same time, which was really beautiful.
What a guy.
Gary, that was a great gesture, Gary.
Yeah.
First time I've seen that. Ever.
What niceness.
Next time on Dragon's Den.
That's actually quite scary.
We hunted, we fished, we slept in caves and pretty much survived.
OK, this looks like my kind of pitch.
If you had something to convince me otherwise, now's the time to tell me.
Oh, God, I don't know.
Why are you looking at me?
I think out the box.
I think you're crazy to ever think that you should put yourself in a box.
How can we keep losing money?
My mind has gone blank.
I want 40% of the business.
40%. The vampire is back.